Welcome back to Sportlab, where football gets the deep dive it deserves. Arsenal have done it. They've knocked Real Madrid out of the Champions League with a commanding 5-1 aggregate win, sealing their spot in the semi-finals. In a drama-filled night at the Bernabeu, Bukayo Saka went from villain to hero, and Mikel ran the show. Let's break it all down.
He just started and we hadn't even cut to us yet. I said, how are you feeling? And he launched into it, Dec. Go on, you've got the Player of the Match trophy in your hands.
Yeah, back to back. Look, I think it's just such a special night for this club. It's a historic night for this club. We have an objective in this competition. We want to play the best teams and we want to win this competition. And there was a lot of talk coming here about them coming back because they've done it so many times before. But we had so much belief and confidence from that first leg that we had enough to come here and win the game, and not just win the game. We knew we was going to suffer, but we knew we was going to win. And yeah, we had it in our mind, and then we done it in real life. So yeah, what a night for the club.
Miles, come in here. I mean, what a season you've had, period. But how was your first experience of the Bernabeu?
It was incredible, honestly. When you see it on TV, it's a lot different to when you come live. So when I first walked out, it's a lot, but just got to take in a moment and have fun,
You are Champions League semi-finalists. This is the first time that Arsenal have done this since 2009. We've spoken about creating your own history, but what does that mean to you all?
It's massive, I sensed it before I signed to the club that we was on an upward trajectory as a club, and I felt it in the players we've got and the direction we want to go in. It's been tough in the Premier League because we lost out last year on a point. This year it slipped away from us, but in this competition we've done amazingly well, and this club's going to do special things over the next few years. We all fully believe it. We have full trust in this manager. He's unbelievable, and we've got players like him coming through, Ethan, other young lads who really want it as well. So we've got a real good mix, and look, like you said, semi-finals is massive for us, and we just want to take tonight in because we want to take it one step at a time. And now PSG next, who are an amazing team.
Well, let's face it, guys, it was never going to be a low-key evening tonight, was it, when you come and play here? Just talk us through some of the emotions in that first half, especially for you. Who wants to take this one?
Let him go.
Okay, Miles, come on.
Come on, boy.
Wait, can you say it one more time, please?
Just the emotions of that first half that you went through. It was never going to be a low-key game. Obviously, the penalty didn't quite go your way, and then, Dec, we'll get to you on what happens with Kylian.
Yeah, it's incredible. The fans, they don't make it easy for us, but as a team, we know it's going to be like this when we came. So as long as we stuck together and, keep backing each other through the highs and lows, we'll be fine.
5 minutes it took with that VAR check in that first half.
I knew it wasn't a penalty. Look, don't get me wrong, I had my arm on him, but you have to do that in the box. You have to try and stop him. Someone was going to let him go, but I knew it wasn't a pen. I'm an honest guy. I said to him straight away, and I said to Vasquez, it's not a pen, and I would admit, if I pulled him down, I would say, but he just fell to the floor and it won't return, and we just had to stay calm. We was a bit naive again at times. We just had to control the game a little bit better. But in the end, we've got the job done, and it's, like I said, it's a historic night for the club. And yeah, honestly, I'm lost for words. It's just very special.
Very quickly, PSG.
Yeah, top team. Played them once already. We feel like they're a different team to back then. We've seen what they can do, but also we see what Villa done to them last night and caused them a lot of problems. So, look, we'll be working hard. We now have to go to Ipswich on Sunday, which is going to be a tough game because we want to secure that, keep going and keep winning matches in the Prem, and then also, like you said, focus on this competition.
Yeah, well, massive congratulations. Enjoy this one. Take care. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, subscribe now and join the channel for just $1 to unlock exclusive full videos. Support the channel and keep the uploads coming. Plus, enjoy custom emoji comments and be part of the Senvic community.
Yeah, it's incredible. Do you know the last time Real Madrid were knocked out of the quarterfinals in the Champions League? They were beaten by Monaco 21 years ago in 2004. Miles Lewis-Kelly wasn't even born then. And this tells you a lot about this Arsenal team. They are a young side, led by a young manager who's learning on the job as well. How impressed are you with what Mikel Arteta has managed to achieve year on year with this club?
Yes, very impressed. I mean, they were excellent over 2 legs, but in the semi-finals, that's all they're in. We want them to win, and once they win it, we'll eulogise about Mikel, about Declan, about everybody else. But they've done the hard part. They're in the semi-finals, got an equally difficult tie to come up. But you have to get over the line, Reshman. It's fine getting into the quarters, the semis. You have to go on and win it. But they deserve every credit for what they've done over these 2 legs. They beat Madrid, a poor Madrid, I thought, but they've beaten them and beaten them convincingly. So we'll wait and see, what challenge PSG come and bring, because they're a different side to what they originally faced in the early on in the competition.
Yeah, very much so. But what impressed you most about the way that Arsenal dealt with this game?
I think it's the way that they managed it. I think we've watched them in the Champions League in previous years, and they've been naive, as Declan mentioned there, and they've been punished at times, and they kind of haven't turned up on when it's really counted and mattered. Here today, I think against the champions, and over the 2 legs, they bossed it. They absolutely bossed it, and Declan was at the forefront of that, I thought. But also equally, I would say Saka, in terms of defining and being decisive. And we've talked about it, and I've debated it quite a lot over the years about is he world class? So Saka, 100% world-class footballer who will decide matches now for the rest of his career, I believe, at the top level, at the top table, alongside the best players. And I think he would have gone into this game, just like Declan Rice, and gone, right, on their team, they've got Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, that's against me. Oh, you've got Vinicius and Mbappe, Saka will be judging himself against those players. That's what happens. They've come out on top today. It's only 1 game over 2 games, I get that. But it's a chance to go, right, I'm at the top table today, and I've actually sat here comfortably and overshadowed the people that were meant to be better or considered better than me. Yeah. Right, let's start talking. Where am I? I think it's a great confidence boost.
Do you know that the context we put it into, without a striker, Havertz injured, Jesus out, Saka, 101 days or so it was to get him back. He gets back just in time, just 2 weeks ago, and he's performing like this. It's incredible. But the team performance really stood out. The low block, the 2 wingers, and I think Martinelli and Saka deserve a big mention because of, with the tenure for Arteta, they really have stood up for him. And tonight it was fitting that they scored the 2 goals. But look, this is an Arsenal team, some way to go. PSG next,
yeah,
lovely. Let's bring it on. But they're a very healthy team at the moment. Yeah. So Arsenal will go. They need to secure the Premier League. They want to do well in that to get back here again for next year. But this is a fantastic night.
Well,
for
one
us.
thing I would say, I think, if you're going to say that, is there a team left in the competition equipped to deal with the PSG team in terms of their pace and their physicality, how direct they are? This Arsenal team, you'd say, are the 2 fullbacks, 1v1 are magnificent. They proved that again today. They're defensively, they're sound as you like, and they've got people in centre midfield areas who can cover the ground. Declan Rice, the way he can transition.
I think phenomenal. A shout out for Kivior as well, because everyone was looking at him as a weakness in the team. No, he stood up and he played exceptionally well tonight.
He did. He's here at the Santiago Bernabeu. I'll tell you what, lots of nerves jangling in here. It's currently goalless, but Arsenal did have a golden opportunity in the 13th minute to go ahead and make it an almost unassailable lead. This was the incident. It was a penalty. Marco Asensio, this was... Not Marco Asensio, Raul Asensio. Was it? This is a penalty, yes?
Yeah, for me, I mean, look, it's one of those... OK, it doesn't actually go on the flight path of the player, but you can't hold on to your opponent like that.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's naive, it's inexperience by Raul Asensio, and it was a penalty. I don't know why he's doing it, because, as Martin rightly said, the flight of the ball is nowhere near him. Yeah. So why get involved in it all? Yeah. So very frustrating for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But
frustrating for Real Madrid, but they were given a reprieve. Yeah, it was frustrating, but they were given a reprieve because Bukayo Saka took the penalty, and both of you were up in arms about this. Why?
So this man is always, Saka normally so intelligent, always picks the right ball, but he just gets it completely wrong here. Do you know? OK, after this, he's picked his head up, but that was a massive opportunity to put this to bed.
He's taking a huge chance trying to Panenka it, isn't he? I mean, he gets everything wrong. He doesn't go down the centre of the goal. It goes towards Thibaut Courtois diving, and it was a simple enough save for him. It was a huge moment, but to be very honest, Real Madrid have not responded at all, have they? They've been toothless, really. Yeah. And this was the big talking point that we'll talk about. I mean, I thought the referees had a poor game, really. He gives the penalty there, which wasn't a penalty. Thankfully, it gets overturned.
It took
and a 5-minute delay to decide whether it was a penalty or not.
Well, I feel in the end...
It gets comical at this stage, doesn't it, when it takes that long?
You've got the feeling the referee was trying to level things up a little bit. In fact, he's given 6 penalties already this season in the Champions League, more than any other referee. And this, thankfully, VAR has come to the right conclusion here. Because I just feel that Mbappe's just falling over. Yeah. He's leaning backwards and just falls. It's a dive.
To change the direction of the game, because the direction of the game is only going one way at the moment, isn't it? Arsenal are very, very comfortable.
He's masterminded what we've seen over these last 2 legs. Mikel, in your reign as Arsenal boss, where does this one rank for you? 2 legs and you've beaten the holders, Real Madrid.
One of the best nights in my football career, for sure. and a really special one. I mean, we played against the team with the biggest history. That has been an inspiration, I think, for all of us in this competition, and to be able to win the tie in the manner that we've done it, I think we have to be very proud of ourselves.
And that's it, it's the manner that you did it. You looked in control from start to finish against this Real Madrid side. And ordinarily at your ground, you did it. But here at the Bernabeu, with the noise, with the expectation, how proud are you of the way that the players conducted themselves?
I'm really proud because it's very difficult. It's my first time in that touchline, so I have no experience before to be in there. And after 2-3 minutes, you realize that anything can happen in this stadium. And I think you have to be there to realize that. And I got the feeling straight away. Something goes wrong, they score a goal, game on, and anything can happen. Fortunately, a lot of things went for us. A part of Bukayo's missing the penalty, but I think overall we did what we had to do to win the game.
We were talking, I think, listen, in all of our careers, there were moments in our careers, our club careers, where you go, that was a big moment for us that really changed the dynamic and the belief in the squad. Could tonight, over these 2 legs, actually be part of that for you guys?
I hope so. Yeah. I think
obviously you sense that feeling.
I have that feeling, and obviously the history we have in this competition is so short. It's the 3rd time in our history that we've done what we just done. So we need to build on that, and we are really hungry. We want more. It's a really young team that is very determined, and all these experiences, including me for sure, is going to help us a lot to try to achieve something big.
Mikel, Maka was saying, of course, he's won this thing 2 times already. That it's only a quarter-final, by the way. But last year's quarter-final, we went out to Bayern Munich, and in that first leg, we didn't seem to know whether to attack or to sit. The game was 2-2, and this time round, you were so emphatic in that first game. How much are you learning in the Champions League through last season?
Are you questioning his tactics last year, are you? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's a difficult situation when you have the first games at home.
It's a positive night.
Well, I think last season, we started the game really well against Bayern, but then we made 2 crucial mistakes that cost us the penalty and a really sloppy goal. And then, we started to doubt a little bit how to play the next game, and especially the second game against Bayern. I don't think it was good enough. Today, I think, and the game in London, we had a very different mindset. I think we had full belief that we could beat this team, that we could be better than that, we could dominate them. But then you have to do it, and the players did it.
And the semi-final, you've already faced PSG, of course, this year, but they look a different team now. How much are you looking forward to that game?
Yeah, I watched the game last night. Another crazy game. So anything can happen in this competition. They are an incredible team. I know the manager really, really well. And let's enjoy tonight and let's start to think about that one soon.
And it must be special for you being an old team as well. Yeah. And the fact that you've already beaten them this year.
It is, and we have the experience of that. But as you said, I think they are a different team now. They are on an incredible run at the moment. But as well for us, so I think we showed tonight that we can compete against any team.
So on one of the individual players, and I know you'd like to talk as a collective more, but Declan Rice over the 2 legs I thought was absolutely outstanding, and the investment you guys have had him, it looks like a snip right now.
Yeah, I think tonight he was immense. I think he turned the game around. The moment that the game was 50-50, he got the ball, he turned the game. I think he was immense today. I think he made a difference in the time.
Lewis Skelly has to be mentioned as well, by the way. I'm sorry. He can't. I'm looking at his passport. He's not 18.
And Timber.
He can't be 18.
And Timber. Yeah, I know. Yeah, for such a young boy, absolutely
incredible.
Yeah, I've got to ask you. You talked about being on the touchline here, and you've. With your Catalan roots, Lona, you're probably not that liked here, but they quite like you at PSG. That's going to be a very different experience, isn't it?
It is going to be, obviously. I had a wonderful time there, but now the mindset is going to be to prepare well and go through. We want to be in that final. We're going to have to work so hard and do a lot of good things against that team, but we are certainly capable of doing it.
It's been an incredible night for you. Really huge congratulations from all of us, Mikel.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Brilliant. Well done.
Take care.
I think he has to take huge credit. Like you said there, I think last season, I think he seems to be a manager who seems to be learning. He's had some difficulties in the Premier League this season. Not has been as consistent. But you get to the big stage here, your players have to be adaptable and have the ability to learn from past mistakes, etc. But also in that dugout, you have to be able to do that. And like you said today, his first time there, it's quite an intimidating place to be, but he handled it so well.
Is this the mentality shift we see in this Arsenal side then? Because they've come close, haven't they? But they've fallen short in big games, whether that's in the Premier League and other competitions as well. This is where we saw a different Arsenal, would you say?
Well, I was reasonably happy last year. They won 14 out of the last 16 games. So I think the evidence was there. It was just obviously this is another level. You go to a new level at the Champions League. And each player's doing that. You can see Declan Rice developing, Timber coming back into the team, Saliba. It looks magnificent at times tonight. Okay, he makes the mistake for the goal, blots his copybook a little bit. But so many good performances, every player developing, growing, and the manager and his staff. They are really up for it. And this is a memorable night now for the Arsenal fans. I said that Arsenal make for a formidable opponent, and they certainly did tonight.
And they're learning on the job, aren't they?
They're learning, and they have to keep on progressing. It's as simple as that. They've beaten PSG already. We know PSG at a different side, but they have to go on and make this count. Make this count tonight.
It's only a quarter-final, though, Mac.
No, what is it? Mars, I hope they win it. With the only English team left. I know that. But I hope they do it. But it's pointless just winning a quarter-final and getting knocked out. Great, we'll celebrate it. Great performance. But you have to you have to bring home the silver.
Hey guys, subscribe now and join the channel for just $1 to unlock exclusive full videos. Support the channel and keep the uploads coming. Plus, enjoy custom emoji comments and be part of the Senvic community.
This team have really come of age, haven't they, Martin?
Yeah, I mean, you come here to a stadium of this type and you put out the performance. There was you could smell a bit of fear, maybe, from the fans. But the way the team performed, they look comfortable the whole night, just sitting in that block. As I say, the wide players, the way they work for the team, and then on that counter-attack. We talked about a counter-attack situation. Arsenal scoring a lot of goals in the Premier League in that situation. And the way they've managed the 2 ties, I think it's been a real step up from last season, Champions League. It's only their 2nd season in it. Bayern, in that first game last year, they didn't seem to know really how to attack their opponent. This time round, I think being 3-0 up and really going for it, set down a marker. And then tonight was about finishing the job off, and they looked really strong here tonight. Yeah,
they did, especially coming up, as you say. Bayern were a formidable opponent, and so too was Bukayo Saka, just pitch side actually, just still celebrating with the Arsenal fans. Yeah, prolific opponent in Bayern Munich, prolific opponent in Real Madrid tonight. Let's take a look at Bukayo Saka. I mean, he's there, as I say, not speaking to us at the moment, but he missed the penalty, 13th minute. I think everyone's sort of scratching their heads a little bit as to why he took this approach, but it didn't deter him. That was in the 13th minute. In the second half, he came back and scored. That's redemption, and that's maturity for someone still so young.
Yeah, that's character. I mean, he knows his worth, he knows his value. It's a wonderful finish, by the way. The keeper's coming out, and he just thinks it's a great bit of football. And it's just, again, he goes in there. I mean, defensively, I think there's a lot to pick out. They make it so easy. Rudiger trying to step up, the right-back playing one side. But you can't discredit the finish. It's a wonderful run, gets in there, how calm he is. And again, the key point is, after such a miss with a penalty, to have the confidence to do this, I think tells you and signifies 100%. Where he is as a player.
Mentally
Fantastic.
Very strong, isn't he?
Top.
And you have to be in a stadium like this.
Yeah.
But the fact that he missed the penalty, as you said, and came back to do that, and came back to influence the game, that's the most important thing. And it's great to see him back on the football field. He was off for a while. And, he got his rewards today.
Marino, 2 assists. He's just in that little pocket, finds him. Really good ball that he plays there. But this man Saka, just honestly, he wasn't even around. Just 2 weeks ago, he comes back to the party just in time.
I spoke about him before, and we debated. I spoke about this before, debating like where he is in the grand scheme of things as a forward player. And my only thing that went against him was about playing on this stage. It was only because he hadn't done it.
Of course.
Where you go, well, can he? We don't know. He comes here over the 2 legs especially, but he's been doing it now this season.
You have to be successful to be classed in the annals of the people we've spoken about. You have to win, and you have to be a perennial winner, and you have to win this tournament, because the best teams win this tournament. So if you can perform like that in a quarter-final, brilliant. If you can do it in a semi-final and a final, because we'll be singing his name from the rooftops, but you have to give us something, because winning a quarter-final, unfortunately, I don't want to be a party pooper, the brilliant Arsenal have been, but it is only the quarter-final.
I agree
they've been here before.
I agree with you, but at the same time, Mackie, you got to come here.
Huge step in.
You know what that is.
Definitely.
You come in here, the holders, and go into them. Listen, you lot sit in your spot. I'm going to take centre stage today.
But then you cannot lose to PSG.
Yeah.
You can't lose them. Otherwise, you've just got to the semi-finals and lost. We've all been to quarter-finals. We've all been to semi-finals.
First time in 20 odd years that this Real Madrid have gone out of a quarter-final.
There'll be massive repercussions here. Heads will roll here.
What will it be like tomorrow for the likes of Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Jude Bellingham?
The newspapers will tear into them. The manager probably won't be here next year. You know, there'll be a plethora. The PR machine will jump into action tomorrow. We're signing this person, we're signing this person to get the fans back on side. But losing in the quarterfinals and losing the way they did, they were toothless today. They went down with a fight. Arsenal controlled them quite comfortably for 180 minutes last week and this week. No threat, no fear, no nothing this year. We thought that before the game, because Madrid are not playing well. But still, Arsenal had to come and do it and show that they have the mettle and show how mentally strong they are to cope with this. And they've done it easily. So it was a wonderful performance.
You know what? I think we've all been there in our careers where you go, there's a moment where you go, you know what, guys? That's a moment when I've had real belief. We all believe in our teams, but you need a moment in history where you go, it was there where it all clicked and fell into place. It feels like this tie over the 2 days could be that for this Arsenal team.
Yeah, well, let's hope so.
And individually, I mean, Declan Rice, he's up against Jude Bellingham. And
he's announced himself, hasn't he now?
There was only one winner. Do you know, he was absolutely magnificent. And this is a player, he's only started taking corners, last Christmas. And then the 2 goals were massively significant, those 2 free kicks. But the way he played out there to midfield, the tackles he makes, and that key moment when the referee, gives a penalty and VAR, because if that's given as a penalty, again, changes this game massively. And Declan was once again involved in that.
I think the difference with Declan, why I feel that he's hugely an elite player, is that in every facet of his game, he works at a high level. And I think that would have been a disservice to him if he had gone to a football club where they went, right, we're going to pigeonhole you and you're going to be this. Because I think he has far too much to do that. He can be the player that...
Press, just take your time with it. But Saliba has got to do better as well.
Yeah,
normally so good on the ball.
We talk about scanning as a huge part of the game, and normally we talk about it in terms of attacking players, but he doesn't look over his right shoulder and check what's there. So also you have to give credit to Vinicius Jr. as well.
Yeah, and then it was going to happen. Real Madrid was going to...
When you see Rudiger playing as a number 9, laying the ball off, you already know that if you go on the counter, on the next one is going to be good. But Hendrick comes very close here to score.
Big news though for Real Madrid. Mbappe come off with that injury. Didn't look good at all. And in the end, brought on Hendrick, and it just wasn't enough for Real Madrid on the night.
You'd have to have real vision and insight, though, to have picked out that Martinelli...
Oh, of course. I mean, it was always going to happen. Real Madrid were going to be chasing the game. The game was going to open up on the counter-attack. Martinelli slops it home.
Other assist from Merino.
Yeah, it was excellent. I thought he made a really good point, Thierry, about sometimes we've been saying Arsenal need a number 9. When you've got runners like Saka, Martinelli in certain games, it works, and the pass was exquisite. And a finish to match. What a night for us.
I don't think it's no coincidence that the fella on my left has picked up Martinelli this week and Declan Rice last week, as his managerial career is basically just moving to new heights, isn't it?
Blossoming.
He's the only manager in the room. Top of the league.
Top of the league, yes. Top of the league.
You've been... No, carry on, sorry.
No, that's all I'm saying.
Moment. Okay. I was going to say you've been picking at your teeth with a toothpick there for the last 20 minutes or so. Do you think you'll be done with that by the time David Beckham comes on, or you'll still be going?
No, I'll be all right. Bex will be fine with that.
Bex? And he's picking his teeth for real.
He was my England captain.
Normally you put your hand,
what was it? Did you have steak? What was it?
I guess.
I've got a big hole at the back of my tooth, and it's a wisdom one, so they said there's no point doing all the thing to get it out. You might as well just have to get it out 3 times a day after your meal, so...
Lovely. That's something for us to look forward to for the rest of the season.
Bit of supper.
Oh, dear.
Well, since he has come inside, obviously, to play as a 9, he was very good tonight, Merino. And we all know that Bukayo Saka has that in his locker. We've seen him missing a penalty at the Euro. That didn't bother him, and it didn't bother him tonight.
I guess Live
Saka.
Into the Champions League semi-finals. How does it feel?
Feels great. Can't really sum it up. We've been amazing over 2 legs, and I'm just so happy to be through.
Does it matter more that it was against Real Madrid? Does that make it feel bigger?
Yeah, it does, to be fair, because they're a great team, and obviously we beat them at home, and we saw all the stuff that was going on social media and stuff like that, saying that we're going to come back. So, I think we showed great mentality tonight to come here. I felt we were really comfortable from the first minute to the last, and yeah, we showed our quality. So I'm so proud of everyone.
Saka! Big Meeks! Uncle Meeks! I love you, I love you so much. What a player, what a guy. Come on, let's bring it home now, eh?
Are you an Arsenal fan or not? Because sometimes you are, sometimes you're not.
I don't want to tell tales, but I do think that Jamie and Micah might owe you an apology tonight.
Why?
Why?
Why? What happened? Tell me.
The commentary about the penalty.
No. It was fair and honest.
Tell me.
No, Saka.
Micah called you, said you went for the Panenka and you ended up looking like a Palonka.
No, I don't believe that.
Exactly.
I don't believe that.
Exactly.
Is that true, Michael?
Bukayo, can I ask you, you mentioned before about, you know, with it being Real Madrid and stuff that I'm feeling a little bit better. I want to speak about your mentality. So you've took a penalty in a pressured situation, you've missed it. I'm sure it was playing on your mind a little bit just after it. But in terms of being a top-class player and being able to get over things within game and then finish like he did for the goal, I mean, how important was that for you?
No, to be honest, yeah, I went for something on the penalty. You know, if it goes in, I'm a genius. If it doesn't, you know, everyone's angry. But, you know, it can happen in the game. You can miss a penalty. But I was very confident that I was going to score tonight. I really believed. So I was calm. And I think you could see that in the way I played. So, yeah, happily that I did do it in the second half and the chip worked in the second half instead, I guess.
Talk us through that little dink there, Bukayo, please.
Yeah, so obviously I made the run, Mikel's family, but I saw Courtois coming really quick and it was the best solution I felt in that moment and it worked.
Wow.
Bukayo, how hard has it been for you this season, sort of being out for such a long time and feeling like the club and the team sort of need you and waiting for you to get back? It must be almost a nice feeling because it feels like, you know, you're such an important player for the team. But how frustrating was it watching?
Yeah, it was tough at times, but at the same time I kind of accepted it. I knew which games I would be back for, so when you accept that, you're more calm, and this was one of the games that I was really preparing myself for. So yeah, it was big motivation for me in my rehab, and I'm happy that I've come back for this game. I've made my mark, and we're into the semi-finals now.
PSG is up next in the next round, obviously semi-finals. I believe it's Tuesday. Is that right? Tuesday, Arsenal at home in the first leg against PSG. It gives you a tough second leg away from home. How will you make that work for you? How do you make the advantage at home work in the first leg?
We'll just do something similar to what we've done in this tie. That would be nice for us, but we know PSG are our top team. They've improved a lot since we last played them. So it will be a very good match, and I'm looking forward to it, to be fair.
Does it change how you guys move, kind of feel as a team? It's obviously, we talk about often in football like a marquee moment where a team really comes of age. Does this result against Real Madrid feel like that for you guys?
I don't really know. I feel like we have respect now. We could see that, you know, in the way they prepared for this game. So we know that we're respected in Europe, but we feel like, you know, tonight is another big step, and we need to keep taking big steps, you know, so that we can try and win something. That's the mentality we have.
Yes, sir. Thierry, I'm sure you're very proud of Bukayo tonight.
Very proud of him, especially the way he defended. Bukayo, I wanted to talk about. I'm sure you remember the play, and I've said it so many times. A lot of time people praise that back four. But you and Martinelli, the way you defend on the wingers and the way you come back, and you did it at one point. You sprinted back to help Timber when you didn't have to, because he had nobody, and you stopped the ball in the box and you cheered yourself alone. So for me, forget the penalty, forget the goal, which by the way, outstanding, and I know the feeling of scoring there. But it's what you do off the ball that impresses me the most. Is just outstanding what you do. Not only you, Martinelli also. So only for that's, you know, you can try to chip the ball next time again. Well done.
Bukayo,
I'll try again one day.
As we let you go, can we just show you very quickly an image that I believe it's the Premier League account has posted? Basically identical celebrations, both at the Bernabeu, you and Thierry. Very cool. Cool moment. Was what you were thinking of when you did it?
To be fair, not really, you know. I just wanted to have my own moment, but of course, Thierry's, he's done the same here, so it's nice that we can both share this picture, and Yeah, it's nice.
Bukayo, are you going to FaceTime Thierry later on? We can have a debrief about the game, what went
100%.
well, what do you know, not so good.
I spoke to him this morning already, but if he wants to speak again later, I'm going to be up. I'm not going to sleep tonight, if I'm honest. Let's be real.
We'll help you enjoy the night. Thank you very much for your time. We're very
Good luck,
grateful to
Bukayo.
you.
Well done.
Congrats.
Brilliant.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll go on. Okay, so we do still have some picked out that Martinelli.
Oh, of course. I mean, it was always going to happen. Real Madrid were going to be chasing the game. The game was going to open up on the counter-attack. Martinelli slots it home.
Other assist from Merino.
Yeah, it was excellent. I thought you made a really good point, Thierry, about sometimes we've been saying Arsenal need a number nine. When you've got runners like Saka, Martinelli in certain games, it works, and the pass was exquisite, and the finish to match. What a night for us.
I don't think it's no coincidence that the fella on my left has picked up Martinelli this week and Declan Rice last week, as his managerial career is basically just moving to new heights, isn't it?
Blossoming.
He's the only manager in the room. He's top of the league.
Top of the league, yes, top of the league.
You've been... No, carry on, sorry.
No, that's all I'm saying.
Every moment. Okay. I was going to say you've been picking at your teeth with a toothpick there for the last 20 minutes or so. Do you think you'll be done with that by the time David Beckham comes on, or you'll still be going?
No, I'll be all right. Bex will be fine with that.
Bex? And he's picking his teeth for real.
He was my England captain.
Normally you put your hand,
what was it? Did you have steak? What was it?
I guess.
I've got a big hole at the back of my tooth, and it's a wisdom one. So they said there's no point doing all the thing to get it out. You might as well just have to get it out 3 times a day after your meal. So.
Lovely. That's something for us to look forward to for the rest of the season.
Bit of supper.
Oh, dear. Goodness me. So then, I think it's fair to say you can never have enough flair, style, A-list aura on this show, can you? And after the break, live from Miami, we're going to be joined by the legend. Yes, all of that and more. Yes, David Beckham is coming up. We'll be back in just a second.
My captain.
2 minutes does feel unreasonable. It feels out of proportion, and the lack of transparency, I think, is something you always talk about, Thierry, which just makes the whole process feel very frustrating.
That is the thing. That's what I was trying to say to Christina. It's not about that what she's explaining or what I'm talking about. Can we hear what you're talking about? I'm talking about the people in the van. What are you seeing? What are you trying to explain? Can we understand what you feeling or what you saw? We never know. We're here waiting and looking at each other, trying to find out what's happening. It took 5 minutes. It was way too long, and I do want to hear it.
You think we should go down to the room and see, because there must be a process. They're not taking 5 minutes for no reason, are they? But it would be nice, like you said, just to have a little bit of information of what's going on.
What do you mean we should go down there?
They're next door.
No, well, there's one here. You know, VAR's upstairs here for the Premier League.
For the Premier League.
So we can see how it works.
Premier League one upstairs.
Oh,
it's a Premier League one.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, we just go and say what's up to
We're in the building every week.
Give a little knock.
Why not? But I mean, it's difficult because we always criticise. 5 minutes is right. What Thierry says, it's too long.
There would be.
They must be going through all different sorts of processes. We need to know what they're going through.
But there's only you're checking offside if the cross comes in, but you only check that after you've checked the foul. As soon as he started checking offside, I thought he must be giving it. Because once I sort of know how it works in that sense. It's right, okay, we're looking at the foul. We think it's a foul. Okay, is there anything else involved in offside? That should have been 1 minute. You look at that foul from 2 or 3 different angles. Most people look at it and think it's not a penalty.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that difficult. Then you check offside or anything else. And we're moving on.
I thought you were supposed to do a little more smoothly than that. That was a very abrupt end. Welcome back. The director just called me Katie unnecessarily in my ear. It's not Katie. Hi, everybody. Good to have you still with us. So, Real Madrid, what's up with you?
Nothing.
Oh, Real Madrid against Arsenal. We want to talk about this game. We want to show you the highlights, the action from this one. So we had an early penalty incident. Arsenal given a penalty. Raul Asensio taking down Mikel.
Coming into the second leg, Arsenal was sitting comfortably on a 3-0 lead. But this was the Bernabeu, and if anyone knows how to stage a comeback, it's Real Madrid. The tension skyrocketed early when Arsenal won a penalty in the 13th minute. Up stepped Bukayo Saka, but his soft, chipped effort was easily saved by Thibaut Courtois. Just moments later, the home fans thought their side had a lifeline as the referee pointed to the spot for a challenge on Kylian Mbappe. But VAR ruled it out. Contact from Declan Rice was minimal, and the penalty was overturned. In the second half, Saka made amends for his miss in style. A delicious chipped finish over Courtois after a clever assist from Mikel gave Arsenal a 4-0 lead on aggregate and silenced the Bernabeu. But the drama wasn't over. Just 2 minutes later, a nightmare moment from William Saliba handed Vinicius Jr. an open goal to pull one back. Madrid pushed, the crowd roared, but Arsenal stood firm. And in stoppage time, they sealed it. Another rapid break, Merino again pulling the strings, and Gabriel Martinelli smashed home the winner on the night, 2-1 Arsenal, 5-1 on aggregate. Arsenal make history. This is only the third time Arsenal have reached the Champions League semi-finals. What's more, they'll now face Paris Saint-Germain in the last four, a clash already buzzing with anticipation. Mikel Arteta's side showed maturity, grit, and world-class moments under pressure. It's nights like these that turn hopeful campaigns into legendary ones. Real Madrid crash out. As for Madrid, this was a humbling defeat. Even with stars like Vinicius, Bellingham, and Mbappe on the pitch, they were outplayed over 2 legs. The penalty reversal and defensive errors summed up their night. So, Arsenal march into the semi-finals. Saka's redemption, Merino's masterclass, and a night to remember in Madrid. Are the Gunners now serious favourites to win the Champions League? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more match breakdowns, highlights, and tactical analysis, all here on Sportlab. See you in the semis.